All right, where we left off. After journeying from Magnamar to Sandpoint and onward to the next village on your route to Zinchalast, the thought to be lost city of the far northeast, you come across a small town of Galduria actively being raided upon by stone giants. After deploying your soldiers strategically, you manage to rout the stone giants allied by their war bears, but not without cost. Putting into battle some 150 soldiers, you are now reduced to a force of some 60, losing nearly 2/3 of your armed forces. But seeing victory, now as you recover from your injuries and reorganize your troops, the rest of the townsfolk frantically continue to put out the flames set by the stone giants. Only a few of the wood and thatch roof buildings succumb to the onslaught of the stone giants. And the citizens that are around you seem quite grateful at the prospect of being helped by such fine heroes. It is now about getting into the evening, about kind of early evening, as by the time you've reorganized your troops, the flames have dissipated, but the smoke continues to smolder. What would you like to do?
Well, after that, I think we need to take a rest.
You, I point to the nearest town folk. Where do you keep your ale?
What? A kind of plump, seems to be a woodsman of some sort, with a hatchet at his side and a long handlebar mustache that is only slightly twirled on one end with what you can only assume is as a type of grease. Is kind of struck by your demeanor and by your grand stature. Sir, it's at the inn over there. And he points towards one of the last large standing buildings in town. It seems that the inn is only slightly scorched by some of the neighboring flames by the adjacent building.
Good. And I walk to the inn.
All right. What are you just going to leave your soldiers to do whatever?
They're fine. They can figure it out. I'm going to get shit-faced.
Okay.
God, that E5 mentality. All right.
And Anthar Tristan?
Yeah.
I'm going to give orders to the soldiers to get the wounded on stretchers and start getting them aid and start moving them to places where they can begin to recover, and have everybody just start breaking down and making camp while we have structures around us, just basically start disseminating and setting up. And then once I'm done with that, I'm going to follow Urag into the fucking tavern because I need a drink.
I'm just going to relay focusing on getting those fires out with that well as well. So. And then, follow Tristan in.
All right.
Clearly, we all have one objective.
Entering the singular tavern and inn of this small town, it is a rather modest in structure, a thatch roof and some kind of stucco siding. On the walls are horn lamps filled with oil, and as you enter, the smell of freshly roasted mushrooms enter your nostrils, doused with a plethora of spices, including allspice, cinnamon, and cloves.
Raptor would have loved these.
Ooh. And I
Oh,
go find
no
a
one,
keg.
no one.
I find a keg and I pop the top off with my axe and just start sipping from the barrel.
Okay.
Is there anybody in this bar except for us?
There is kind of a at the end of the bar. There is a single. Let's see. Okay, yeah, there is a single individual. No, there's 3 individuals. What you assume to be a father or uncle, kind of an elderly chap, and about mid-age, long blonde hair with curl, with a kind of braided front hair, and a kind of a long, semi-kempt beard. His demeanor is kind of that of an elderly gentleman that's kind of nearing retirement, but not quite there. Beside him are what you assume to be his 2 sons, a young lad of about 14, and then another of about 5 or 6.
Damn, he's pumping the kids out in his retirement. What a Chad.
Well, I mean, retirement in these days, there's a
good point.
Little different.
Not taking that into consideration.
This guy, he's if you had a guess, he's probably 45.
Okay.
50.
All right.
Middle age.
Okay, so there's no
maybe not quite so close to retirement.
Yeah. So we're not. So basically, there's no one behind the bar right now.
So the elderly individual is behind bar, and the other 2 are kind of cleaning tables and kind of moving barrels around and kind of just assisting with the barkeep. The elderly one on the end, he begins to speak up as if he's going to object to Urag's drinking of one of the barrels. And you can kind of hear him say, first one's on me. First barrel's on me.
Tristan's going to go to the bar and just be like, beer.
I've got a fine ginger beer if you're so desired.
Just beer. Just get me some beer.
Fair enough. And he plops down a tankard, kind of with frothy with hints, and kind of as you smell it, it has hints of ginger, apple, and lemon.
As soon as that thing hits the ground, it's it is bottoms up for Tristan. As soon as it makes contact, it is up again. It's like it bounced.
Can I get you another?
Yep.
He fills another. And you, my elven friend.
Yeah, drinking isn't for me, but something with more sustenance would be great.
Tristan lowers it temporarily, says pussy, and then goes back to drinking.
Okay.
Well, if you're looking...
that barrel that your buddy's got, would not do anything for me anyways.
That's true.
Well, if you're looking for something that's a bit more hearty, can't go wrong with the home stew. And my lad, he makes a fine stuffed mushroom.
Excellent. I will take that as a thank you and eat up.
He prepares a plate for all 3 of you, a hearty bowl of meat and vegetables, stewed together with salt and coriander. The stuffed mushrooms have hints of cinnamon and allspice and cloves that pair nicely with the wild mushroom, while beside it is a loaf roll of hearty brown bread.
Greg has never had a stuffed mushroom in his life, but at the hearing of a stuffed mushroom, something deep and primal within him is urged towards this stuffed mushroom.
Yes.
He's drank half the keg by now too.
Actually, here's the guy.
Tristan's about halfway through that tankard. He's taking it a little slower now. I think that first one was just to wash all the dust and blood off of, out of his throat and just rehydrate a little bit. And now he's actually drinking a drink.
So now that you've kind of settled in, the bartender kind of leans over the bar and looks at all three of you. Now, I don't mind to be prying, and I don't mean to sound ungrateful, but I was just wondering, why have the force behind you with by coming through these pots? It's kind of I don't mean to be ungrateful, believe me. Had you not stepped in, my inn would have been next on the Stone Giants chopping block, but it's just an odd thing,
You don't go to war without an army.
Well, I suppose that makes some sense. I hadn't realized it was an all-out war.
Well, I mean, it's a prelude to one. It's more likely than not that a greater force is going to come through here. Magnamar is too busy being a bunch of, pompous gits to actually address the real threat. And even their strategy, clearly, since you're being attacked, isn't fucking working. So we're taking it on ourselves, and we're trying to stop the war before it begins. But as Rag said, you don't go to war without an army.
Well, not a soldier myself, but I suppose that adds up.
Basically, we're trying to prevent a war from breaking out any more than it already has. And well, we tried, and we're trying, I guess.
So, are you at war with the Stone Giants?
In a manner of speaking.
They've definitely gotten in our way more than a few times.
They seem to be allied with our greater enemy, but theoretically, I suppose you could say that there's an indirect war between the Stone Giants and those in our company.
Well, suppose your lads will be needing some food and stuffs. Is that right?
If anything you could provide would be greatly appreciated. Yes.
I can see that some fresh bread is made. We make some in the mornings, and we can have that ready for your lads tomorrow.
All right, that would be greatly appreciated. Some fresh bread and maybe a few barrels of few barrels to lighten their spirits. They've lost a lot of comrades today. To lose comrades like that. You may want to stay clear of the goblins too. They might drink you out of house and home.
Well, thank you for the warning. As I said, I don't mean to be ungrateful. So, for any of you lads, it's on the house for tonight. Your troops, you'll have to pay for them. Can't quite go that far with winter coming and whatnot.
Understood.
Ureg finishes off his first barrel of beer.
So that's when he calls over the elder of the two. Denever, come over here. And you see kind of a young lad of, you'd say about 14, maybe 15. So not quite, still a boy, not quite a man. You see that? There you go. You can see that.
Mhm.
Is that a nunchuck staff he has there?
I think it's like a farming tool of some sort.
Huh.
Like a thresher or something.
Something like that. I don't know. Denevere, make sure that you get up early and make about 3 times the regular bread. We want to make sure the lads are well fed. Get your brother to help you. And the young lad kind of looks at his father, nods. Hi, father. Will do. And Denevere kind of calls over to the younger of the two, who looks a little squeamish. He's like he's only about 6 years old or so, by your reckoning. Says, all right, Alphonse, clean up here and get to bed. We'll be getting up quite early in the morning. Want to make sure we get the stoves running early. With that, Alphonse kind of looks at his father, and with kind of like these big puppy dog eyes, and says, "Daddy, may I have a sweet first?" It's like, the father says, yes, I suppose it's been a long day. Sweets for both of you. And he reaches under the counter, pulls out a drawer, and tosses kind of a wrapped up parcel to both of them. And now off to bed with both of you. Want you getting up bright and early. Make sure the bread's ready.
Tristan just kind of watches the two kids go in quiet contemplation, then turns back to his beer.
I need another. Ureg starts hobbling back to grab another keg.
So you're gonna drink like a whole keg?
I did drink the whole keg.
You did drink the whole keg.
Okay, I wasn't gonna keep track, but yeah, we're definitely gonna keep track on that. Roll
Con.
Roll a fort save.
I think I'm legendary with a plus 26 modifier.
Facts.
For a total of 37.
So I'll assume that the keg that you grabbed, 37. Okay. So I'll assume that the keg that you grabbed was, because I didn't describe it at all, was kind of on the smaller end. So not a 55-gallon barrel by any means, but one of the smaller ones that are kind of like strewn around the bar.
Mm-hmm.
30. What'd you get?
7.
37. Okay.
I'm a large lad.
Yeah.
So at this point, you're feeling pretty good. You're feeling a little tipsy. It definitely is beginning to take effects. You're definitely kind of feeling a little lightheaded, but in a nice way, in a pleasurable way. One more keg that size would probably be just right for you, of a man of your stature. You are taking a -1 to all checks at the moment.
Cool. I drink another.
Another keg?
Yes. Keg 2.
All right.
For that is 42.
Okay. With a second keg, not tankard, but keg, you are now noticeably drunk. You are stumbling a little bit. Your vision has gone a little bit blurry, but you're also at a really good drunk. You're at pretty much the precipice of good feeling at the moment. Anymore, you might start going down the other side of the hill.
Hey, big man, maybe you want to take it a little easy?
Do not tell me how to live.
I'm not telling you how to live. I'm just saying, I mean, you've down two kegs of beer in as many minutes. Maybe you just want to slow down slow down a second.
It certainly looks easy for him, so I wouldn't interfere.
do you really want to deal with a drunk or worse, hungover orc in the morning? I don't.
I kind of want to see where it goes. Yes.
Sounds like you need to catch up, Tristan.
Wait, why am I getting criticized? Anthor's not the one who's not even drinking.
It won't do anything.
You're the one telling me not to drink.
You drunk too. All right.
I'll shotgun a third if you keep talking like that.
Anthor's gonna slowly nudge it.
What's a shotgun?
So, lads, where, if you don't mind me asking, where do you be heading off after you rest up a bit?
Well, Anthor, you're clearly the cold stone sober one. You go ahead and explain this. I go back to my beer.
Okay. We're heading to Zin Salash. Zin Salash? Whatever it's called.
Tristan leans over the bar and tops up his beer.
Afraid I'm not familiar with that place. Is that where is that exactly?
Very far east in the mountains.
Kodar.
I pull up a map.
So where it is you be headed?
Yep. Here it is. The Kodor Mountains.
Ah, that is a long journey.
Is it?
We're going to have plenty of supplies now that our force is very significantly reduced.
Well,
I mean, that's a silver lining, I guess.
I suppose.
So you wouldn't be interested in some adventuring, would they be?
Oh, my boys. Nah, they'll Deverin, he might be privy to the idea, but he is still just a boy. He has no training in that sort of thing. Besides, I need him around here to help me manage the bar and kind of keep things in check around here.
That's okay. We can put some Chester on him.
Well, that may be true, but lads needed here for especially after their mother passed last winter. It's been hard on Alphonse in particular, and to lose his brother too. That'd be a hard thing.
My condolences.
I thank you. So if you're heading up to the Kodar Mountains, I assume you're heading up to the what's it called now? The Shrovel Stairs. Is that right?
That'd be more.
You better keep a keen eye on those lands. There's I've got word that Hobgoblin group has been spotted in those areas. This character, what was his name? Dangard the Gutless, I think is what they call him. Yes, the Gutless. Peculiar name, odd name, but I've heard, well, you tend bar long enough, you hear some stories.
It's true.
That one is, well, I won't be traveling over there anywhere anytime soon, so hear things about the way he treats his prisoners. It's not a pretty sight, as I've heard tell.
You said a hobgoblin?
Aye, hobgoblins, they're a wee bit taller than your ordinary goblin, but much 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 more voracious, much more organized than your typical goblin. The leaders tend to call themselves generals and like having lots of soldiers around them.
That sounds like if a human fucked it would make a hobgoblin. Another primal part of Urag's brain is triggered into this comment.
Well, I don't think you're too far off if you believe what the soothsayers say. Something about originally bred as soldiers, some thousands of years ago, but now they follow their own paths and more often than not enslave their goblin kinsmen, I suppose, if you can call them that.
I look forward to encountering these hobgoblins. My blade thirsts. Just like me, and I grab a third keg.
All right, roll another fort save.
Tristan is going, oh shit, here we go.
That's
like just shaking his head like fucking A.
That might be, oh my god, I think I did it. 30. Oh, damn. 45. Not quite a 50.
You didn't break 50?
No, 45.
Damn. That would have been dope.
You are now feeling a bit queasy, and your head is as noticeably lightheaded, but not in the pleasurable manner any longer. In the, if I don't take a step, the right step I might follow, just keel over here, and feel a little bit of rumbling in the tummy at the moment. And you now take a -4 to all checks.
Jesus Christ. If Urag just shits himself after downing another keg, I'm leaving.
I will go set up the tent. Urag goes outside to set up the tent.
All right, buddy.
Oh, there's no need for that. You can stay in the inn if you like.
Great. I did not feel confident about setting up the tent.
Just head upstairs. Take any open bed that you like. There should be a few rooms left.
Urag goes, and you hear very loud footsteps, and then a loud thud as he throws himself down on a bed.
Roll another fort save.
We haven't even been playing.
Same deal, 45.
All right.
That's 2 18s in a row. I'll take it.
Damn, okay.
Well, since you were drinking kegs at a time and not just tankards.
Only three kegs.
Only 3 kegs, yeah. You feel kind of a boiling sensation at the pit of your stomach, and you kind of feel a little bit of a tingling in the back of your throat.
Oh shit.
You instinctively roll over to the side and just puke about half a tankard's worth, or half a cask's worth of ale onto the floor, and then immediately go back to sleep.
Perfect.
So we're gonna stay as far away from that room as possible.
Yeah, Anthar's gonna grab one of the barrels that he sees left in the bar, and just kind of ask the bartender, "Is it okay if I take this?"
Take what?
Just this barrel. I haven't had anything to wash down that mushroom.
Well, I suppose so. If you can hold it, if you can hold it down.
Oh, he can hold it.
It'll be fine.
Well, all right. I'm not anything for you lads. Like I said, saved my inn.
Tristan will toss a couple of gold on the table.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Anthar heads upstairs and opens up the door that sets the barrel just right outside the door and stabs an arrow in it. Know that it's from Anthar.
Nice.
And then Anthar's going to head outside and see what's going on with the fires and the progress with the wounded and deceased soldiers.
Okay.
I'll follow after Anthar and kind of tap him on the shoulder, be like, I'm going to go grab a horse and do a quick range of the area, see if there's anything else we need to worry about. Shouldn't be too long.
Okay. So looking around town, it seems that the fires have now been put out, though smoke and soot still fills the air. The townsfolk have, after putting out the fire, have largely gone back to kind of their homes. About this time, it's about dusk, maybe, so the light's quickly fading. And you can see your soldiers have already begun to set up camp just outside of the town, with one tent designated as a medicine tent, a hospital, kind of a field medic area. And it seems like they're settling in okay, but as you grow closer to the medic's tent, you can hear the sound of groaning soldiers and the kind of cries of pain from some of the soldiers. Tristan, go ahead and roll. Well, we'll go. We'll put a pin in that. Anthar, do you do anything further?
I'm going to go immediately to the deceased.
So they have just lined up the dead, some almost 100 bodies, and on some of them are blankets, wool blankets, whatever could be scrounged around, but most of them are left exposed due to lack of blankets, free blankets for the dead. The line itself is about 4 in width and about 25 down.
Anthar's going to make his way down one by one and make sure there's no pulse, and then check their pockets one by one.
Fucking scumbag.
Okay. So kind of looking, go ahead and roll a perception check.
Okay. Alrighty, that's a 38.
38. All right, looking up and down the lines, it seems that all of the individuals that are designated as having passed indeed have crossed on to the next plane of existence. Looking in their pockets, in the full view of the rest of the soldiers, you find you find about 100 gold pieces altogether.
Okay. Nice. Okay, I take half that gold, and I take half that gold. I head over to the wounded camp, and I say, "These are to send these to the families of the deceased. These belong to them," and then cash in the other 50 in my pocket.
Okay.
Wow. Wow.
Roll a Okay.
Oh, I should be so proud.
No. Okay.
God,
I got you.
yeah.
I got you.
Somewhere in kitty heaven, Kaj is beaming right now.
All right. And Tristan, go ahead and roll a perception check.
It. All right, it's not horrible. What's my perception? Oh, sweet. That's a 32.
All right. 32. Okay. Yeah, looking around, you don't see anything out of the ordinary. It seems that 4 stone giants that managed to escape have moved quite a distance out, and you don't see any fires or flames or campfires to the east, nor do you see any army camps or encampments around the town.
All right, so they definitely have been traveling. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. I'll turn back around and go and report my findings.
All right. To Anthar or the troops?
Well, I'm with the wounded. I'm going to try my best to heal as many as I can before it kind of gets pretty late, or to where they're sustained. You know, that they can still like travel with us. But, yeah.
You go to heal them?
Yeah, as many as I can.
Okay. Go ahead and roll like just one health check for everybody.
Duke. Right. That's a 36.
Okay. All right. So you definitely help out quite a few of them. They could still use at least the night to recover from the rest of their wounds. But for the most part, the ones that did survive seem ready to continue on the journey. And the others, they can kind of lay around at in the carts if needed. But they're stable enough to travel.
I point towards the tavern that has the food and tell the able-bodied men to feed our wounded before they get to sleep, and as well take some food for themselves before they get a good night's sleep.
A orc kind of speaks up, kind of a yellow-eyed, red-haired orc speaks up and says, "I will. We'll make sure the lads are well fed."
Thank you very much. We'll see you at the crack of dawn.
Aye, Captain.
So, and I'll just head to bed.
All right. The morning dawns, and you can hear the crickets subside as the sound of the chirping birds emanates in the air. The smell the smell of smoke and soot still is pungent, but has certainly lessened over the night's time. Urag, you wake up with a nasty headache. And you open your eyes and then immediately close them. The sight of the light is a bit painful this early in the morning, and kind of a pulsating migraine begins to form at the center of your forehead.
I'm out of bed, like shielding my face from the sun, and open the door of the bedroom to go downstairs, and then promptly trip and eat shit. Like hit the ground angrily, sit up, look over, and see a full ass keg with an arrow in it. Ureg kind of smiles a little bit, and then with a lot of effort pries the top off of the keg and just hammers it down.
Oh God. I mean, again, everybody knows you cure like with like, but holy
hair of the dog.
Hair of the dog.
All right. Go and roll another fort save.
Hell yeah.
Oh fuck.
Well, that one's not great. That's a 30.
All right. First, you take a swig of the entire, or you drink down the entire keg, and you're feeling pretty good. The headache has subsided some. It's still a little bit of a mild pain, but now it's lessened. You are still taking a -1 to all checks.
No, it's not as bad as a -4.
Not that bad. Yeah, I go downstairs and just start slamming water. And I take a nasty shit in the chamber pot.
Oh. I guess I wake up and I'm gonna make my way downstairs after putting my armor back on and see if go in search of breakfast.
You walk downstairs, and while you expect the bartender to be prompt, it seems that he is absent from behind the bar, as are his 2 sons. A couple moments roll by, and Thornton comes through the front door. You guys remember Thornton, right?
Oh, hell yeah, we remember Thornton.
He's the homie, right?
Our fucking mad lad.
Yeah, dude.
Sirs, I'm glad you're up. We've got a bit of a problem.
Lower your voice.
Sorry, sir.
Tristan looks at Urag and raises his sounding horn to his lips and goes,
I will end you, Bayard.
I lower it.
Yeah, Tristan, I want to see this. How about you blow that horn real quick?
No, that's a chaotic evil action.
Yeah.
Tristan's alignment instantly goes.
As I was saying, Captains,
Hmm?
we've got a bit of problem with the lads. You see, there was a bit of a scuffle last night between one of the soldiers and one of the civilians.
What? Why are we fighting civilians?
I don't wish to speak ill of a fellow comrade, but and I don't have the full story, mind you.
Okay, that's all right then. Tristan's gonna lower his whistle. Like, Urag, are you good enough to maybe break up a fight or hold people back if I need you to?
Always.
All right. And
my head may be throbbing, but my axe throbs harder.
Good man.
Well,
I'll turn back to Thornton and be like, all right, what do you know?
Well, we've already taken the suspected culprits into custody for your judgment.
All right.
But, well, perhaps I should start at the beginning.
I suppose.
According to one witness, there was one of our lads, a orc,
All right.
broke into one of the storerooms and stole some smoked beef and pork and trout and the like. And one of the civilians attempted to cease the thieving activities, but was run through.
Oh.
And so we've taken the culprit into custody. The only problem is we're not entirely sure it's the right man. The description that the lad gave, he described a pair of twins, you see, under our command, and it's one or the other, as I reckon it. But neither of them said a word. By my reckoning, they look identical.
And you have both of the twins in custody.
I do so.
All right.
Was this shopkeeper killed or injured?
The lad, his name was Deverin. Afraid he's...
It's fucked up, man.
He's...
I'm afraid he bled out on the floor last night. His brother was the witness. The Alphonse is the name.
Where's that boy now?
The boy?
The boy, Alphonse.
I have placed him in one of our tents under guard,
Good.
along with the father. I had to separate the two. He was very...
Of course.
Yeah.
Right. And you have both of the twins in custody, yes?
I do so.
Good.
But they refused to say a word.
Oh, we're going to do something about that. Urag, Antha, you're with me. Thornton, give me a rope.
I will handle this, Tristan.
Tristan's already walking out the bar.
Ureg, yeah, goes right to where they have the two orcs.
Yeah. I'm guessing we're both going towards the twins.
I don't know. Are you?
Yeah, I'm going to where they're holding them up.
All right. Thornton leads you to a root cellar that they have makeshift into a holding cell. I'll show you a picture.
Mm-hmm.
Both the twins are bound by a rope behind them, and sitting on chairs facing the root cellar's door. You walk in and they make no noise.
Yeah, I immediately grab.
Is Thornton there with us?
Thornton is with you, yes.
I grab one each, just in each hand by the shoulder, and just drag them outside.
Okay. I'll assume that you're able to drag him. I'm not going to make you roll for it.
Okay, I'm going to turn around. While he's dragging them, I'm going to ask Thornton which one presumably did the killing.
That's the thing, Captain. There's only one witness, and he hasn't been able to confirm which one's the culprit. But we only know him as describing a yellow-eyed, red-haired orc, with a curved blade and clad in leather armor, which, as you can see, matches both.
We'll find this culprit. Urag, pull one of them to their feet. I want him to watch this. If you will.
Yeah, Ureg kind of ignores Tristan for a moment and just looks at both of them on the ground. What happened?
They don't say a word.
Tristan
I grab one and throw it at, like, stand him up and push him towards Tristan.
Tristan grabs the one. So you pushed one towards me, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna hold him by his armor. I'm gonna nod at Urag, like, get him up. I want to make sure that he sees everything that's about to fucking happen. Like, pull the other one up to his feet and make sure he's looking at this shit.
And you're doing this all out in the open?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, we have an example to make.
Yeah.
I'm going to hold the one by the front of his arm and be all like, I'm going to ask you one time. Which one of you killed that boy?
Which one are you grabbing? The brown one or the green one?
Oh, there's different.
Green one, sure. I threw the green one.
Okay, I have the green one by the front of the armor now.
Yeah. Well, for incentive purposes, we'll call them the brown one and the green one. But sorry. Thornton speaks up. The brown one is Furkrin and the green one is Erakrin. They're twins, you see.
So you're Erakrin, yes?
He doesn't say a word.
I backhand him as hard as I fucking can.
Roll an unarmed attack.
Actually, where are my armed attacks?
So it would be just a regular attack without the weapon bonus.
Oh, so legitimately it's, I add 25 to whatever the fuck I'm doing.
That's assuming that I'm pretty sure you're as proficient with unarmed attacks as you are
all
with
of my things are my martial class is legendary, but everything else is master.
Okay.
So yeah. So that's a 27.
All right, that hits. Go ahead and roll damage. So damage die on that is a D4.
1 plus 3 is 4.
4. All right, you backhand him, and he looks back at you with his bright yellow eyes, and you can see a trickle of blood come from one of his nostrils.
I asked you a question, Orc. I expect an answer. Was your mouth glued up with cunny juice? Spit it out.
He spits in your face.
Oh, we playing that game now, huh? I'm saying that as Luke Tristan. Okay,
and you now have like a bit of blood and phlegm and snot all over your face. A little bit got in your eye.
I will casually wipe that off. And then I'm going to take that same hand that I just wiped that spit off of, and I'm going to take my thumb and I'm going to jam it in his eye.
Roll another unarmed attack. Well, go ahead. Just roll damage, because it's going to hit with him tied up and all.
7.
You kind of, as you push in, you can feel the blood vessels begin to strain with a kind of a squishiness below the flesh of your thumb. And he lets out kind of a grunt, almost holding back a scream.
Oh, I'm twisting that motherfucker. And remember, I have like armored gloves. So it's not just like I'm sticking my finger in there. I'm jamming the full gauntlet in there.
Yeah, he continues to grunt, holding back a scream.
I mangle that fucker. I'm in there just manipulating it as much as I can. And occasionally I'll glance over like, you gonna say something? To the other one Urag is holding.
And Urag, which one are you holding? The green
brown one.
You're holding the brown one.
Yeah. Yeah, Urag's just gonna call out, I have no issue with you taking food. This town would have no food if we weren't here. But you do not kill the boy.
Tristan nods and keeps twisting his fucking thumb.
You are an orc. You are a warrior, not a murderer. And yeah, Urag's gonna go ahead and just
Gonna
fucking clobber the one that he's holding in the back of the head.
All right, go ahead and roll. Just roll damage for it.
Just a D4, right?
D4 plus your strength modifier, I think.
Cool. Plus strength.
And
That's,
proficiency.
7 damage, I think.
7. All right. With that hit, a trickle of blood comes down one nose and at the corner of his mouth, and he grunts. It says nothing more.
Urag, do you think that these two brothers love each other, or do you reckon that we could kill them both and do ourselves away with such grievous methods? Tristan's gonna slowly pull his thumb out, clearly just trying to do as much damage to the eye as possible, but still pull the digit out as he says this.
Yeah, Urag's gonna go ahead and the one that he's holding, just kick him down onto, grab his axe, and just fucking cleave straight into his back.
Okay. Just so you know, if with him being like bound,
Holds.
It's like an
Pretty much-
insta kill, right?
pretty much an insta kill.
Yeah.
Just so you're aware.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll attack. Just make sure to ensure that you don't get a nat 1.
30.
Pretty much. All right. Roll damage.
It's a lot.
Fuck.
Roll.
Bro, we were trying to figure out which one
is
did
it a
it.
crit?
That
Count as a crit since he's bound.
It does. And actually,
Yeah.
before you do that, the one that Tristan has, the green guy, yells out, "It was me! I admit it!"
Hold.
The brown one then yells out, "No, it was me! Kill me! Leave my brother alone.
Curious.
He lies."
Curious. Urag, one of these men is lying. And I don't know about you, but where I come from, warriors are only as good as their word. And since this one, Tristan's gonna shake the orc. Now that we can tell them apart from one another, this one spoke up first, which means he's either lying about doing the deed or lying about who's responsible. So now that we're actually getting some answers, tell me, why did you kill the boy? And I look at the one that whose eyes I have gouged out. Why did you kill the boy?
You're looking at the green guy, right?
Yeah, the one whose eyes I fucking put out. Or eye.
He remains silent.
Urag, this one's lost his tongue again. Maybe he requires some motivation.
Pass him over. And
All
Urag
right.
points at the ground, like right next to the other one.
Tristan will shove him over.
Okay.
We kill our enemy, not the people who seek to help. And Urag fucking uses his new feat, Whirlwind Strike, to hit both of them at the same time.
Oh, fuck.
All right. Roll attack.
28.
That's going to hit. Roll damage. Just make
critical is going to be 60 damage to each of them.
All right. With one fell swoop, you decapitate both. Their heads roll away from each other, and their bodies, for a moment, hold fast, blood spurting from their necks, and they fall down to the ground before you. Still bound, their blood seeping into the soil. All
Right.
eyes of the army, as well as the civilians that have circled around, are aghast and widened at the sight.
Tristan's going
Let
to
this-
turn to the... Please, by all means, Urag.
Let this be a lesson. Die a warrior's death, not a coward's fate. Place your blade where it must, not where... I don't know, don't kill kids. Let's not do that.
Tristan will hold a hand up to Urag like, very well done, but let me take over. In this army, we are defenders. We are not raiders. We are not...
We defend this. We're not raiders.
We are not raiders. You want some beans?
Want something to eat? I already ate. Anyway, fuck, no, I'll turn it on. We are defenders. We are not raiders. We are not bandits. Kill the enemy if you must. Show them no mercy. I do not care. But you turn your blades on the civilians, there will be consequences. Murderers shall be summarily executed. Thieves shall be horsewhipped. Deserters, well, let's not indulge on what desertion will mean in this army. We defend the people of these lands. We're not taking from them. We are not adding more evil into this world than is necessary. If anybody has a problem with that, I would ask you to reevaluate your morality. Would anyone think that any of these orcs could perceive a 14-year-old boy as a threat? These people, we've saved these people. We've liberated these people. They would have given us supplies gladly. Decide to take things in the night, no place in my warband. And as such, Tristan will nod to the men who just got fucking executed while banned. They'll die a rather inglorious death by my hand or by a hand of either of my captains. They'll be bound and naked in a tree.
Can we roll an intimidation check to see how this affects morale? Because, like, if we intimidate well enough, does it, like, affect morale in a good way?
Keep them in line.
Roll intimidation. Find out.
Hell yeah.
Ooh, okay. Take that.
Ugh. 28.
That's okay. I got a 39.
What's Anthar doing?
I'm gonna head over to Alphonse.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Doing the responsible thing here.
someone's got to.
Yep.
I think we've got the army in hold, so we'll be fine.
39, you said?
Yep.
Or you from the army, you hear whispers and mutters. Some whispering to others say they got what they deserve, while others whisper, no way to die. Kind of a mix. But it's just kind of whispers you're hearing over the crowd. It's difficult to place voices to people. Seems to be a pretty mixed reaction.
I can work with that. Tristan's gonna look to the army and be like, does anybody else have any objections?
No one speaks up.
I'm gonna point to two in the front ranks and be like, you, strip the bodies, hang them in a tree.
They hesitate for a moment and then go on about their task.
Good.
All right, we'll anything further?
I'm gonna look to Urag like, you got anything else?
Ureg just shakes his head and looks at the corpses, spits on the ground, walks away, and yells, "Pack up camp. We move in an hour."
All right. The rest of the soldiers, other than the two that are now beginning to strip the bodies of their possessions, begin to roll back to the tents and start disassembling the tents and moving tools and supplies to the wagons. Now we'll hop over to Anthar. Anthar, what are you doing?
I'm heading over to the whereabouts of Alphonse.
So Thornton, kind of noticing what you're doing, leads you to one of the tents that is under guard by two soldiers. Inside the tent is Alphonse. A boy of an age of 5 or 6, curled up in the corner, kind of hiding behind a bunk and a footlocker, crying into his hands, shielding his face from the world tucked between his legs.
I kind of just kneel by him and kind of wait for him to come to.
It takes a while for him to cease his crying enough to raise his head from his knees, and he looks at you, his eyes wet with tears, his bloodshot from being rubbed on. And he asks you, "Why?"
Jesus. It's no way for your brother to die, but I must ask, do you know who did it? For sure.
He continues to sob, and ignoring the question, he asks, "Why is my brother gone?"
Oh, God.
Anthar's gonna kind of bring in some insight and say the world's not cracked up, isn't all cracked up to be what it is when you grow up. So the older you get, the tougher you see the world as. And in your case, your unfortunate case, you've learned this lesson rather early.
He continues to sob, pushing his kind of pushing his tears away. "I don't understand. My mother."
There's certainly no reason for your brother to have died, but rest assured that your brother's death has been avenged by Tristan and Ureg.
Will he come back?
Well, actually, I don't know. Some say that the at least where I come from, the spirits are all around in the material plane, but some don't believe that at all. So I don't know, actually.
Can you bring him back?
Oh my God.
Thanks for handling this one, Anthar.
Yeah, really, dude. Really appreciate you taking this one for the team, homie.
I don't think I can.
Oh, shit.
I tried to help, but I was so scared.
What happened?
The orc. my brother, he caught the orc stealing food. And when my brother went to face him, he just turned around and stabbed my brother in the belly. And he continues to cry and sob, and you can just see the splashes of tears on the ground soaking into the soil.
Guys, we might have ganked the wrong guy.
We got both of them. Can't be the wrong
Yeah,
guy.
but remember the gutless.
Oh shit. God damn it, Marshall. God damn it. It's like, all right, well, this is fun. Little whodunit mystery. Oh, neither of them. That
Alphonse,
lovely little plot hook you threw out last night when I was shit-faced.
Alphonse, where is your father?
I don't know. I just hid, and when they were gone, he was gone. I ran. I told my father, and then he left. I don't know. I don't know where he is.
Left where?
I don't know.
Alphonse, this is pretty important. I have no idea where your father could have gone.
Give me anything here.
Come on, kid.
I told my father, and he ran out, and I haven't seen him. I haven't seen him since.
Yeah, that's okay. It's all right.
Okay, if we basically have this, if this kid is an orphan and we have to start taking him under like some sort of medieval Anakin Skywalker, I did not sign up for this story arc.
No, but Antar did. Listen,
Anthar, stop trying to fill the void where Chilelu was with children.
that's a little different.
Not that kind of void, but like, listen.
Listen, Alphonse, there's nothing for you here. I'm sorry to say.
No, his dad's not dead.
Your mother's gone. Your brother's gone.
Oh, God.
This town is a wreck. It's halfway burnt to the ground. It's no life for a kid like you. How about we take care of you and show you how to defend yourself?
He continues to cry. I just want my dad and my brother and my mother.
All right. He's just gonna hand off Thornton. He's gonna kind of wave him over, like make sure this kid stays here under your guard.
Thornton stayed outside the tent.
Awesome. All right, I step outside. Hey, Thornton. Make sure this kid Alphonse stays under your protection.
Isa, I'll keep an eye on him.
And keep him away from any orcs.
I'll be sure of that before. We'll set him loose with his father once we leave town.
Thank you. And Antar will head back over to the whereabouts of where he last saw Urag and Tristan.
All right. By the time you make it back to Urag and Tristan, they are finishing up their speeches to the army, which is now largely gathered at the town square, with two beheaded orcs, their blood staining the ground, their heads scattered, now being stripped of all possession and leaving bare as the day they came into this world.
Tristan's propped up the heads on two stakes already. Very Lord of the Flies shit.
All right. Anything else? The army is looking at the three of you, just unsure how to proceed. They're looking for leadership.
Urag told you to break camp and get ready to march, did he not?
Aye, sir. And the rest of the men scatter.
Oh boy.
God
Looking,
damn.
Well,
looking at the chunks of flesh still left on the ground, Anthar goes up to Urag and says, "This is your doing, isn't it? This is definitely an axe, not a sword."
yeah, Ureg just kind of looks at his blood-soaked axe that he's still holding, and then looks back at Anthar. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Tristan hears this from earshot and just gestures to where his sword has not been drawn out of the scabbard and is like, yeah, no shit.
Yeah. I don't think you could even do it, Tristan. So, well, listen.
No response as he twists the head on just one hand and
Anthar's so used to this that he just like is amazed.
this is basically them saying good morning to each other at this point.
Listen, guys. Are you sure one of those two did it?
Who the fuck else could be doing this, Anthar?
Oh my god. Well, there wasn't much of a description other than an orc. So, how are we to be sure that it was one of them?
2 orcs, red hair, and frankly, Thornton took the 2 suspects. They weren't sure which one it was, but clearly it was one of these 2. Is there any other information that you gleaned from the boy that would make us think otherwise?
Not so much information, but his father is disappeared, or at least no one knows his location.
They Anthar, they separated them
Did they?
in a different tense. Were you not paying attention to what Thornton told you?
Why would they be separated?
Because they're panicked.
Aye,
What?
Captain Thornton. We took the liberty of separating the boy from the father and make the father was a bit irate.
Oh
Appropriate
man.
for the situation, I suppose.
Okay.
Tristan's gonna shake his head, walk up to Anthar, shove the head he hasn't posted on a stake yet, be like, put this on the stick. I'm gonna go talk to the father. Fucking cave elves.
Yeah, kind of.
Walks off like, God.
Oh boy. Ureg has no interest in finding out that they wrongfully killed these 2
Yeah,
orcs.
you spilled blood today, so this is another Tuesday for you.
Yeah, but like it's a little different because they were orcs.
Yeah, but they were murderers.
Like
allegedly.
Allegedly.
Anyway, I'm gonna go talk to the father, see what the hell's up.
Thornton leads you to one of the one of the adjacent homesteads, one of the kind of half burnt buildings, and opens up one of the doors. Behind it is the father, his hands bound at the wrist, and a piece of rope leading up to one of the rafters. Thornton speaks up. We had to secure the man. He was irate and banging his head against the wall.
Understood.
And blood is just spit. The man caked into his own, sticking to his neck.
Let's leave us, Thornton. I'll take it from here.
And he leaves, closing the door behind him.
I'm gonna walk up to the man and just kind of pat his shoulder, like to find out if he's conscious or not.
You take a couple steps forward, and before you can raise your hand to his shoulder, the man speaks. Fuck you and your men. And he spits on the ground and splatters your shoes with bloody mucus.
This is the second time I've been covered in bloody mucus today. For the love of God, I'm trying to figure out what the hell is going on. I've already executed 2 men on this, but if there's anything else you need to tell me, I would kind of like to know before we start throwing insults.
All I know is I let you into my place, give you free food and ale, offer to sell some goods to your men with winter coming. You repay that kindness with the murder of my boy, my firstborn.
Hey! I'm no murderer.
You're captain to murderers.
No longer.
Kind of his head rises slightly, and you can see the gash that is now begun to clot with blood, blackened at the site. What do you mean?
I put those 2 men in the dirt. Because unlike most mercenaries in most war bands, I do not tolerate murderers, or thieves, nor deserters in my company. Unlike most gods, I keep order amongst my men. And if they put a toe out of line, I handle it myself. So, with that being said, for the 2 men I put in the dirt, responsible for your boy's murder, were not. Father to father, I can understand your want for vengeance. But I need to know.
Tristan's a dad now.
Shh! You're not here! And yes, he is!
Yeah, that one kind of slipped under the radar.
A little bit.
Oh, sorry, did you have anything else?
I need to know, is the vengeance that was just carried out justice, or did I just answer more murder with murder?
He looks at you square in the eye. No fear at all. Just anger. Pure spite, anger, and fury. The orc killed my boy.
It's not specific. And if you don't stop him, if you don't start providing me answers, well, who knows what happens to your other boy.
God damn, Tristan.
His eyes, hardened with fury, soften for a moment. You truly are the devil's offspring. To take my boy and to leave my second with no father.
I can't defend a boy. I can't defend a witness from a threat I am unaware of. What happens if I leave and the murderer went unfounded? The 2 men I put down, as far as my army is concerned, the matter is done with. But if there's another threat here, your boy isn't safe. Now I can put that threat down, and no one need be the wiser. But if you withhold information from me out of anger for my men or for what I am, whatever I may represent to you, whatever anger, whatever pain, whatever spite you carry, that bitterness causes you to withhold information from somebody who's willing to do something, who's willing to see justice done. And you've as good as killed him yourself.
Believe me, I want nothing more than to see the blood of the man that slayed my son.
Then help me.
Alphonse told me that the perpetrator was a orc, red-haired, yellow-eyed, clad in leather armor.
Iron or leather?
Leather.
Can I roll a knowledge check to see if there's any similarities between hobgoblins and orcs?
Roll a society check.
Okay. All right. Suddenly my shoulders all sore. 26.
While there is some relation to the ill-informed by their warlike nature and by some accounts grotesque appearance,
Mm-hmm.
they share very little kinship. Orcs being more of a warband type society.
I meant in terms of like physical appearances.
Okay, physical appearances, yeah.
Yes.
So orcs tend to be much larger by all accounts. On the short end, about 5.5 to 6 foot. On the taller end, 7+ feet tall. While hobgoblins are usually average around the 4-foot range, so considerably smaller, though, and not nearly as muscular as orcs. While a orc child may be confused with hobgoblin adults, it would be difficult to confuse the two,
And what
unless perhaps it were
You're 6 years old.
Yep. How tall? About how tall is Alphonse? Like recalling his knowledge, like how small is the kid? Is he on the smaller side of 6 or the larger side of 6?
he's about average. He's about 3.5 foot,
Okay.
going on 4 foot, beginning his growth spurts.
Would that be enough to maybe confuse the two?
You don't know.
That man, the Gutless, is that a title for anything in particular, or is he just a coward?
The stories that I have been told, I wouldn't call him a coward. They call him the Gutless because any sorry souls found his prisoners have their intestines slowly pulled out. But he does it such that he burns with a hot poker the incision to prolong the process. They don't call him the Gutless because he's a coward.
Well, was the boy's guts pulled out slowly with a hot knife?
You guys never investigated.
Let's go look at the boy.
Tristan's going to go quiet for a minute and be, this may be a hard topic for you to discuss, and you may not know. And if you do not know, I understand. You see what happened to your boy, the wounds that he had.
I only heard what Alphonse told me.
Bro, everyone in this village just took the word of a 6-year-old and was like, that's it. We solved it. Whoops.
If this kid causes my morale to drop, I'm fucking taking it off my shoulders. Not really. Tristan's going to nod and then slowly turn. And as I exit, he's going to look to Thornton and say, keep him under guard. Where's the boy's body?
It's in the wine cellar still, sir.
Move to the wine cellar. I walk to the wine cellar and gesture to Urag and Anther, like, come here. Like, we got shit to do.
Urag follows.
every possibility that we might have just executed 2 innocent men.
Oh, you mean you two?
Shut up, Grandpa.
This is no time.
Not even straight breaking stride, just walking to the wine cellar.
All right.
What did you do to that 6-year-old?
Making your way to the root cellar, you find a pool of blood, and on it, the corpse of Deverin, his body face down in the ground.
I'm gonna walk up, flip him over, and draw my dagger.
Flipping him over, you can see a gash at the pit of his stomach. And torn from it is an opening. And you can see his guts spilled out before him.
God damn it.
Tristan mutters, son of a bitch.
This is a pretty high level fuck up, y'all.
Roll. Go ahead and roll a perception check.
Cool. Great. That's fucking fantastic. Yeah, cool. Yeah.
Oh, a nat 20, baby.
Ooh.
Nice.
Okay, he did even better. I got a 19 plus 22. So 41.
I got a 19 plus 18 for 37.
All right. Looking at the gash, Anthar, you notice in particular that the wound has been sustained by a large blade. And you would hazard to say it had some sort of a hook on the end, ripping some of the guts on the recovery. Though you notice that it is certainly absent of any burnings or hot pokers involved, as was described by Corin, the brewer. You also notice that the amount of blood on the floor would have resulted in a painful, certainly, but relatively quick death. Not one that would have been exacerbated by time.
So, Tristan, what are we looking at here? I got a handful of guts right here.
Do I kind of perceive the same thing that Anthar is noticing?
You do?
There's obviously a gut wound, curved blade, likely a hooked, curved sword, likely a scimitar, could be similar to what those 2 boys were carrying.
What were you hoping for?
That gutless killer, he, according to the brewmaster, he tortures his victims slowly, makes a small incision. Tristan's going to kind of point with the tip of his dagger here. It extracts the guts from his victims slowly with a burning tool. But I'm not seeing any discoloration from cauterization or anything like that.
Is this gutless?
The hobgoblin. It's very likely a 6-year-old boy could mistake a hobgoblin in the dark for an orc.
I mean, are they known to come travel this far?
Not normally, but this area has been under bandit attacks. And given that we were attacked by stone giants not too long ago, hobgoblins would take the opportunity to raid a village its defenses have already been weakened.
Well,
I don't know. Something's not right here. It's too easy to have found the suspects and put them to the sword so easily. Or axe in Urak's case. And those 2, they weren't saying anything, which leads me to believe they were either protecting each other's backs or something else scared them into keeping quiet. Problem is, either justice has been done, or we're going to have to enact it ourselves and find whoever was responsible. There's not enough information and there's too many half-truths here. Somebody's lying, or we're not seeing something.
I'm gonna search the room.
I'll take a look around as well.
I'll let you use the same perception as before. So continuing to look around the room, you see a pair of small footprints kind of hobbled behind a large 50-gallon cask, that of what seems to be a human child. And around the body itself, the footprints of the boy, as well as what seems to be a rather footprints of a larger creature, one clad with a leather tied shoe.
Coming together.
Did any of those orcs have shoes on when we found them?
Are you asking me or asking the group?
Asking you. I'll ask. You know what? I'll ask the group. Did anybody notice if those orcs had shoes that could leave an imprint like this?
I noticed the heads on the floor.
Okay, I'm gonna ask the DM. Can I make a recall knowledge check to see if they had shoes that would match this?
You
Companions are worthless.
go ahead and roll a just recall knowledge, I guess.
I mean, that's the wolf head, so that's 20. Or nat 20.
Yeah, you recall that they had leather shoes bound with rope.
Fuck.
So wait,
They had what?
They had shoes that could leave an imprint like this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right. Is what we're going to have to do. Have the army start marching forward. We'll have Thornton and the rest of our lieutenants assume temporary command. We're going to have to stand back, see if there's another threat that is going to come back to this town and attack our winter stores. We'll have to fake news to the army. Tell them we're going on a reconnaissance mission. If we executed those responsible, then we can catch up with them in a day. If not, we're going to have to do something about this. Understand we're going to have to keep this in the utmost of secrecy. Anthar, if you don't want to be a part of this, this isn't your sin. It's not on you.
Are there tracks of the boot?
Is there?
Yeah, you find a pair of tracks leading out of the front door. But as soon as you pass the threshold, they get muddied with the tracks of the rest of the troops, as well as the war bears and stone giants and citizens of the town.
We have any lead as to where this gutless might be?
We know he's out near the stairs.
Then onward we march.
Is that what you're doing?
I think that's the best course of action.
Yeah, I think we just pack up the rest of our stuff and start heading towards this dude.
All right. Well, with that, we will take a quick break then and return to the adventure.
Hell yeah. Good old day of accidentally murdering our allies.
Awesome.
Wrongful pretense.
Awesome.
All right. We'll be right back. right, and we are back. All right, so where we left off, you guys are in the middle of town, and the rest of your army has already packed up and is waiting for further orders.
Tristan, you had a plan?
Well, gentlemen, do you want to investigate this further, or do you want to just move on? Either way, we're going to have consequences.
We say nothing. We roll. We find the gutless.
Anthar?
We got him.
I mean, it's kind of up to you two.
I don't know. There's much more to do here. We did our investigating at this point, albeit after our solution, but I think we about solved what's going on here.
Right. I'm going to give orders to have Thornton start leading the army towards our objective. And then I'm going to have, I'm going to tell him we're going to break off and see if we can't see anything about the rumors of a hobgoblin band that might impede us on the way. But I'm going to tell him to keep things on the path, make sure the troops are fed and paid on time. So just keep things as moving, but we're going to break off and investigate a possible threat that could hold us up.
And how far
Called
should we go?
dissemination of leadership.
And how far should we go, Captain, without you?
Until we catch up. We won't be long.
Stay at a regular march. Don't go any further than 2 days out.
So. All right, so they finish packing up camp, put all the gear in the wagons, and head out. On the road to Wolf's Ear, the next town out.
Before we leave, I'm going to go find Alphonse, and I'm going to give him my dagger, and I'm going to say, so you're never defenseless again.
You come up to Alphonse, still crying, now in the corner of the tavern. He's more sobbing now than crying, and looks at you, takes the knife, and puts it down beside him and returns to his sobs.
That didn't fucking work. Boy.
Man, Marshall really did place all the hints here, too.
Yep.
Talking about how he lost his mom last winter.
Yep.
It's fucked up.
Yeah. Boy.
Sorry, are you saying boy to him?
Yes.
Oh. Hold on a second. Kind of looks up at you.
Tears aren't going to solve anything.
What will?
You feel pain?
My heart aches.
Good. Are you angry?
Yes.
Good. Take that. Use it as fuel. Burn it. Make sure that you never feel like this again. Make sure that nobody else ever feels like this again. You can honor your brother's memory with tears. You can continue to live as you have. Or you can take a stand and you can do something about it. Tristan's going to kind of nod at the knife and be all like, that's a tool. It's an instrument. It's a start. The question is, what are you going to do with it?
I was gonna walk with another barrel, hand it off to Urag and say, "You got it, kid."
He
Great.
unsheaths the blade and kind of looks at it
Valerian
somewhat.
steel. Oh, go. Continue.
He looks at it, somewhat mesmerized by its craftsmanship and the edge. He tests the blade, plucking his finger. A bead of blood flows into his palm.
It's Valerian steel. It's tempered in both fire and ice. Now, similarly, warriors are forged in a similar crucible. Tristan's going to kind of wipe away his tears and be like, ice. Then he's going to thump him in the chest. Fire. Understand me?
No.
I'm too young for metaphors. No.
There goes my Conan speech.
He's like 5 years old.
So was Conan when he took up the sword, and look at him. He grew up to be Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, but he lost both parents.
So you're saying I need to kill his dad too?
That's not what I said. That is definitely not what I said. He also had the wheel.
True. This is true. Tristan's gonna take a very listen. You can choose to stay here and wallow in your sadness, or you can choose to stand up and make a difference. Whatever you do, it is better to move forward than it is to remain in one place or take a step back. Whatever pain, whatever emotion you are feeling now, take it, hold it tight, burns your hand. Make sure that you use that feeling, whatever fear, whatever pain, whatever anger you have, make sure that nothing else that has happened to you happens to any other 5-year-old boy. You understand? Maybe you're not strong enough to do it now. Maybe you won't be strong enough to do it tomorrow. Maybe you won't be strong enough to do it in a week. But you will be strong enough. I'm going to kind of tilt up his chin with my finger and say, you have to be strong enough. Do you understand me?
I think so.
That's a start. Tristan's going to kind of nod at that and say, you have a woodsman in this place, yes?
Yes.
Men who work with knives? Yeah?
Yes.
Start learning how to use that from them. Once you've learned the basics, muscle memory will start figuring out, will teach you the rest. But you must practice at it. Understood?
And then upgrade to an arrow, bow and arrow.
No, use a sword. Only pussies use bows.
Yeah, because you'll start to realize how pointless swords are.
Swords are cool. Chads use swords.
Wait, what? You're a dad?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Anyway, Tristan's gonna kind of give the kid a chuck on the shoulder and then just stand up and gesture to the rest of the other two to let's go. I swear to God, if that kid grows up to be a ranger, Anthar.
Anthar's gonna grab one more barrel and hand it off to Reg on our way out.
Are you just robbing the place blind while this kid literally cries in the corner with a knife?
I'm just looking after my folks, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, great. Ureg stashes it on his back.
Right, let's go find these hobgoblins and send them on their way to Valhalla.
Onward then.
All right. By the time you make it out of the tavern and inn, the army, what's left of it, has already left town and is already on its way to the next stop on the road. You notice a rather less friendly gaze from the citizens. One that is of both fear and anger. What do you do?
Well, we leave.
All right.
Pretty much.
All right.
Oh wait, were we gonna? Yeah, we were gonna ask around about any other info on this fucking thing, but also doesn't seem like people are gonna be super helpful right now.
Probably not.
All right, let's leave.
All right. So the where you guys see yourselves on the map, that is where you still are. Again, each tile is about 30 miles. About you guys on horseback can ride about 40 miles in a day. The army, on the other hand, is closer to about 30 miles, so they can do about one tile. You can do about a tile to a tile and a half a day. So
Yeah, let's just catch up to him.
you're just gonna catch up to the army?
Yeah, right.
We're gonna have to catch up to them and then surpass them to get ahead. To, basically we'll catch up to them, get ahead, and then go take out the hobgoblins well ahead of the column.
All right. So leading ahead, and are you keeping on the road, or
Yeah.
are you going any other routes?
This seems like a hint or a trap. I cannot tell which.
I mean, move your tile whichever way you're gonna go. All you guys are able to move that tile. So the red line is the road.
Let's go north.
So riding north, you surpass your army of about 50 or 60 soldiers, and see that those that were not that are still a little bit wounded are sitting and kind of hunched over or lying down on some of the carts, while the more able-bodied soldiers continue on the walk. Everyone roll perception.
Getting some good rolls tonight.
41.
Holy shit, not that good.
36.
37.
Don't seem to notice anything.
Great.
Okay.
With the 41, huh?
All
Okay.
right.
This gutless motherfucker's sneaky.
Yep.
All right. And what do you do now?
Keep on trucking.
So now you're about 15 miles ahead of. Oh, are you continuing on the road?
Yes.
Okay.
I think.
I don't know. You haven't moved your tile, so I don't know
shit.
what you're doing or what you're not
Yeah,
doing.
let's go to this town.
Yeah.
I'm gonna refresh mine really quick because I'm just seeing the PC party so far. But
You should see the map there.
yeah, give me a second.
All right. So moving ahead of your army, you are about 15, 20 miles, you would say, ahead of your army, when on the horizon, you see a bellowing of smoke erupting from what you can only assume is Wolf's Ear, the next village over.
God damn it.
Bellowing of smoke, dude. Let's fucking go. Let's fuck some shit up. All right.
I guess we'll take this one a little more quietly than we did the last one. Anthar, this is your domain. How should we approach this with stealth?
Take off your armor.
Have you been breaking into the remnants of Raptor's whole guild?
No, you won't need it. It's much too loud.
You do know that I could just turn it invisible, right?
You can still hear.
Actually, before we dive into this, I think my dog decided he needs to go out now. So
Quick break.
let's do a quick break. See you right back.
All right.
All right, and we are back. Okay, so you guys are outside of the Wolf's Ear village and see on the horizon a bellowing of smoke. What would you like to do?
We're ahead of our army now, right?
By about 15, 20 miles.
Okay. How long is that in travel time?
Most of a day.
Yeah. Fuck them. Let's go.
Anthar follows Urag.
I'll follow Urag.
Urag disgruntledly walks towards the town.
Okay. Everybody roll perception.
Nope.
37.
39.
20. Dirty.
Coming up on the town, expecting to see much the same as was in Galarian, the town prior. You see instead a ransacked town.
Oh boy. So there's nothing?
You see before you a town in shatters. Most of the buildings burned or destroyed beyond recognition. And what is left of the townsfolk huddling on between around fires, pitched in the middle of streets. There is kind of a red aura around the town as the sunset begins to bleed into the smoke, giving a rather eerie iridescence to the atmosphere. The townsfolk look at you, inquisitive, and then go back to their huddling, trying to keep warm as the night
What happened to you?
comes in. One of the townsfolk speaks up, a elderly individual with reddish to white graying hair. Giants came around, burned most of the town,
Orcs burned most of
ransacked the
town?
rest.
And you were sure they were orcs?
Giants, I say. Stone giants, by my reckoning. Though I don't consider myself an expert.
It's fine. About how many of them were there?
Nay, no more than a dozen, no less than half.
Where did they go?
South, down the road.
What's the
How
schedule?
long ago?
Some days past, perhaps 2.
Great, they're dead.
That's encouraging, I suppose.
Sorry about your town.
To the village. Head to the village of Bellaria. The people there were attacked as well, and they can use more helping hands. Winter's coming, and you can't stay here.
What about those that can't travel? The sick and the elderly?
The weak die. Travel if you can.
And
But
just
you must
leave them?
Do the
And just-
best you can. Do the best you can to construct stretchers. Salvage what you can to get them moving, but you do need to move. War is coming.
War. War is here.
Nice.
Oh, this is but a prelude. Heed my advice or do not. There's little more you can do for this place. It is forsaken. I'm gonna wheel my horse around and leave.
Okay.
We should probably wait for our army here.
What can we do?
Just like let them catch up.
All right.
But yeah, because I mean they'll. I don't know if they roll up here without us. Are they gonna get distracted?
Fair point. I guess we'll shelter in place, see if we can't help them build structures to move the sick and the injured and the elderly.
We bought so many extra carts, dude. We can give them an extra cart.
Fuck them! My cart!
Those are my 12 extra carts.
Yeah!
What if there's an emergency or something?
Yeah, listen, just because our forces got absolutely clapped doesn't mean that I don't need my extra wagons.
Fair enough.
No, we'll wait until they show up, and if we need to spare a cart, we can spare a cart.
All right. Waiting for about a day for the rest of your army to catch up. It seems that you still have a fair number of people of your soldiers resting at the back of some of the carts, but by your reckoning, you could very easily do without one additional cart, given your loss in numbers, without feeling too much hardship.
I, a player, like the idea of giving a cart.
Mhm.
Greg is completely fucking indifferent about it. He does not propose this as an option.
Tristan quickly taking stock of how much, now that their numbers and how they're kind of overstocked with supplies for the current warband, we'll just tell the men to send one of the carts along, talk to the survivors, send one of the carts with the sick and injured, or sick and elderly on board back to Galarion. Just arrange for them to be able to be transported and send them back.
All right. They do so, as commanded. The town, with some aid, managed to kind of pick itself back up and slowly saunters its way on the south road back to Galarian.
Yeah.
Galduria. That's the name of the town.
Galarion is the continent.
Galduria, yeah. Galduria.
Galarian. All right, I guess we'll ride ahead and keep the army at the march.
I got him, Thornton says.
All right, we return to what we were doing.
All right. So right now you're at the Wolf's Ear. You just continue on the road.
Gonna have to get ahead, figure out what the fuck's going on with those hobgoblins or whatever the hell is burning these towns down.
All right.
All right.
Well, hopefully Ravenmore has a shop. 0 for 2 so far.
Yep.
All right. What do you how far ahead of the army are you raiding? Or are you just like riding full speed? What are you doing?
Are we maintaining the same reactionary gap that we had before? Where we're just riding ahead?
Yeah, just for scouting purposes.
Yeah.
So by about 10 miles, 20 miles, 30 miles?
15?
About a day, 15-ish.
So A day would be about 30 miles.
Okay.
Half day. Perfect.
Half
Let's
a
do
day.
half day.
Half day.
All right. Should keep me about a half day ahead of your army. All right, cool. All right, following the road, you finally make, after several days, you finally make it to Ravenmoor. A rather sleepy little town. More of a logging village than anything. This little town sports your bare essentials. A inn and tavern, a general store, apothecary for your minimal ailments, and but not much else. The town itself seems to be looking on it, seems to be untouched by any of the upheaval dawned on Wolfseer or Galduria. Would you like to do?
While we're here, I'm gonna buy some healing potions.
I will too.
Looks like the general store is pretty well stocked of healing potions, and of most of the adventuring needs that you might have, all but perhaps the most rare of items.
Perfect.
So they can. He has kind of just about everything common that you might need. Uncommon might be. He might have it. He might not.
All right. I just bought 4 good ass healing potions.
How much would that run you?
400 a pop.
400 a pop?
Yeah, for 68 plus 20.
Oh shit. Okay.
It's the greater healing potion.
I'll spend 800 and get 2. I think I should have enough. Oh yeah.
Anthar doing any shopping?
I thought it was broke.
Oh
yeah.
shit. No, you got
Don't you
50
have
gold.
50 gold in
Remember?
their pocket?
Yeah, I'm waiting to get something. So
Would you spend all your gold on?
Good question.
Didn't you guys get like 2,000 or 3,000 gold pieces a pop when you divide everything?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
before we left Magnamar, I bought a ton of stuff.
Hell
Okay.
yeah.
Fair enough.
Mainly just like some magic items. But
Oh.
that crown that he wears now is like it's pretty expensive. That was the bulk of it.
Oh.
A fucking crown, dude.
Yeah, fireballs, baby.
Love it.
Oh my god. Okay.
And these guys are like just chilling, right? No weird shit going on here. They're doing fine.
Let's should we ask around, see if anything's happened?
You could.
All right, I'll go find the head man and be like, has anything strange happened in these parts?
You answer to the orc.
All right. A rather kind of elderly individual with twisted mustache and kind of a great gray beard that spikes out in every direction. Seems to be the man of the town. He is blue-eyed, but for his left socket, which seems to be glassed over with a milky white scar lining his cheek.
Oh man, what raptor wouldn't do with that eye?
I know. Make that shit glow forever.
What is it that you be speaking, my lad?
Well, the last 2 villages we encountered have been attacked by stone giants. So, has anything been happening here?
Let me think on that. Let me ponder that for a moment. Well, now
looks
that
around, looks
My
around
friend
a
would have
very
loved
intact village.
well, now that you say something of that kind, there was a wee bit of a scrape that happened some foot. Father told an encounter that hobgoblin likes to stick near the Strovel, way out there.
Tell us where they were at.
Well, if you want to speak about the details, you should talk to Father Trollman. But from his account, it seemed that they were, well, I take some responsibility for this. They were looking to expand a mining town, and he was looking to improve the religious demeanor of the mining town. And unfortunately, the colonists, they ran into a bit of a, as I said, a scrape with those hobgoblins over there.
Oh. Well, I guess we could use some direction.
We will investigate.
That we will.
We are good at investigating. We look for evidence before making accusations.
I can tell. You're a very inquisitive lot, you. You're not the kind to behead a man just on the word of a child.
You'd be surprised.
That's an oddly specific example, but all right.
I've seen weird things around here. Been living near 100 years.
800?
Aye.
What
Wait, did he say? Did he
Wait,
say
I like
800?
yes or I like.
Aye.
Wait. How old did he say he was?
Near 100, lad.
Oh, nay 100. Okay, I thought you said
Nearly
800.
100.
Except on me birthday, then it's 800.
What?
You heard me.
Oh boy.
All right. Can we speak to this Father Trollman so we can figure out what's going on?
Oh, aye. He's at the tavern getting drunk.
This is my
Yeah,
kind
he
of
is.
priest.
He's at the tavern getting drunk.
He's at the play. Is he
Yeah.
is he a priest of God that enjoys drinking, or is he just seen some shit?
Yeah, he's seen some shit.
Okay, fair enough. Let's go talk to the drunken priest.
Yep. Let's go
All right.
talk to the drunken priest.
Let's go talk to the drunken priest.
All right, making your way over to the tavern. It's pretty Spartan of patrons, but you see an individual cowled in a rather well-traveled robe of the goddess Desna, and a man that's hunched over a half empty tankard of ale.
Ureg grabs the keg off of his back and pops it open and sits down next to the man and refills his tankard from the keg. Then takes a big old sip from the keg and says, We heard you encountered the Gutless.
Oi, I did encounter the Gutless. But all my friends, they died. It is a sad thing. And he takes a huge swig of the tankard, filling it. Slams it down on the counter. Will you be so kind as to refill my glass?
Will you tell me what I need to know?
If the answer to my question is yes, then yes.
I pour more booze into his tankard.
Gratitude. And he swigs back again. One more, if you please.
Where is the Gutless?
Ugh. My throat, it is so dry, you see. I would tell
That's his name, old man. Tell us what we need to know.
All right, if you're going to be rude about it.
I am.
Very well. It is up the roads. The Stroval Stair, that's where he lies. That bastard. The Degard the Gutless. That's what they call him.
Yes.
Thinks himself a general. General the Gutless. General of sand and mud. More like.
I like this guy.
Does not send you here.
What did you say? You gotta speak up, you little wee lad.
Did Desna send you here?
She works in mysterious ways. She sends her disciples to all corners of the Empire.
Okay. Where are your followers from?
Yeah. They were from here. But now, they are, how you say, 6 feet under.
Excellent.
Which is why I allow myself a healthy serving of drink. And he takes another large swig.
Hey, we could use a guide just like yourself. I know Desna certainly wouldn't mind you traveling a little bit more.
Perhaps. What is it that you are offering?
We can top off your drink again?
That would be very nice of you.
So if we top off your drink, you'll guide us to where we need to go?
This is something I did not say.
But it's
Worth a
something
shot.
you do.
Let us say. May I be honest with you?
Sure.
I grow weary of this traveling for Desna business.
Okay.
If you were to wheaten my coin purse, perhaps a arrangement could be made.
Do you mean an arrangement could be made?
Indeed.
How much would this arrangement run?
How much weight do you need?
Just enough to make it to perhaps Riddleport. It's a hive for scum and villainy. Something I have been lacking.
I thought that was something Desna discouraged.
Yeah, I never said I was a good priest.
Is there such a thing?
It depends.
Anyway, so how much weight would you require to get to that point?
A mere 100 gold pieces would be more than enough for my travel expenses.
And what would be just enough?
Excuse me?
You said 100 gold pieces would be more than enough, and what would be just enough to get you there?
99 gold pieces, if you must be exact.
How about you take us to where you need to? Tristan's gonna take a step back because he has not had a good couple of days and is probably not in the mood to negotiate right now.
Yeah.
Last time I checked. Go ahead. You first.
What my buddy's trying to say is he'll happily pay you 99 in your efforts to join us.
Very well.
After you take us to where we need to go.
Very well. I will take you as far as the Stroval Stair. But no further. That is where I draw the line. I have a desire to live, if you know my meaning.
Oh.
Everybody dies.
Yes, but those that die later die better.
Not necessarily true.
Very well. You go right into combat and die at the age of 20. See how that does for you.
Well, I think they say
I'm 26.
26. Very well. It's the
Why
eyes. They throw me off.
4,000.
they say you live the most by staring death in the face. So
Well, he could stare
Doing a
death
lot
in
of
the
them.
face for all day with those eyes, couldn't he?
Oh, I've been staring death in the face quite a bit recently.
nothing quite like it.
All
What
men
it
can
is
do-
that you were saying, you big orc? You said something.
No, you did.
Did I speak?
Did you?
I don't know.
Are you trying to renegotiate the terms of our deal? I mean, you're very good at persuasion. My orchestra.
Look, priest, take us where we need to go, and you get to live. Or you can die now rather than later.
My orcish friend here is a very astute student of the law. And negotiation, it seems.
Die drunk or not?
Oh no, we'll sober you up.
Oh, fuck.
You'll die sober.
Well, then I got you. I guess you've got me by the short hairs on that one.
Oh, indeed. Die drunk? Not so bad. You're gonna die sober. Oh, fuck no.
Nope, I have too many demons for that.
All right.
Very well, you keep my tankard full, and I will show you where to find the Strova Stair.
We can
And-
arrange that.
Upon the completion of taking you to said stair, I will be rewarded with 100 gold pieces. Do we have an agreement?
Sure.
Very well, we have an accord.
Let's be off then.
Very well.
Right. Need to take a piss first. And he-
You can piss on the way. And,
I am pissing now.
Anthar's gonna
Urag's
hold,
going to go ahead.
Anthar's gonna hold out his cup just to fill it.
His piss?
Yeah.
No. Wait, Anthar's cup or this dude's cup?
No, it's his cup.
Okay.
Once he's all finished, I'm just gonna slam it right in front of him.
He grabs the tankard and throws it back. And with that, and then he falls over unconscious.
Damn it.
Wait, his piss is poison?
Nope. He drank Anthar's tankard, and then that was enough to knock him out.
Can you find me a water barrel? Tristan's gonna gonna grab him by the habit and just find a water barrel.
Urag's gonna go to the counter and say, "How much for a keg?" I want like a 55-gallon.
Yeah. Speaking to the bar hand,
Yeah.
that'll be 5 gold pieces.
Make it
Shit,
3,
alright, then.
and you live.
Roll intimidation.
Nat 20, dude.
Just
You get 2.
just take it.
Great. Yeah, I go grab a keg,
Oh my
and
God.
then I rig rope to it and make a backpack out of this full keg of beer.
Okay. Roll a crafting check.
Oh, I'm not smart enough for that. Oh yeah, that's a 3 on the dice. Let's see.
Ooh.
Plus 0. That's
I mean, wow.
3.
I see Urag kind of struggling with this rope, and I kind of just go ahead and take the reins.
All right, go ahead and roll a crafting check.
Okay. That's a 38.
Much better than a 3.
All right, 38 will be enough to lash together enough rope to make a makeshift backpack out of a keg.
Yeah, that should work, Bao. There you go.
Great, I put it on.
Okay. I'm interested to see where this goes. Go on.
That's it for now.
Okay.
I go back to the general store actually, and is there any sort of like tubing?
Out of any particular material?
Ideally a non-toxic kind, but like just whatever.
There's bone, like cattle bone, that's hollowed out. There's some flutes.
Great. I'll get some cattle bone, and say, "Elf, make a straw."
One orc straw coming up.
I now have a 55-gallon camel.
Oh, you froze up there.
Yeah, now I have a 55-gallon camelback full of beer.
I love it. What could go wrong?
This is what Raptor would do if he was big.
No, he would make it out of whole gill, like
Yeah.
liquefied whole gill, and then he'd OD.
Raw concentrate.
Oh yeah.
IV bag of Hogil.
Just
All right. So now that you have your camel pack of 55 gallons of ale, an unconscious priest, and a partridge in a pear tree, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna wake the priest up by dunking his head in a rain barrel.
All right. He wakes up in a shock. Piss and beetles on my scrotum. What was that for?
You're unconscious.
Fair enough. Am I alive?
Onward we march.
Did he ask, am I alive?
Yeah.
Tristan pinches him.
I'm alive.
Yep.
I
Onward.
say,
Where's my...
Guide us to where you were, otherwise you're not going to have a full cup and 5 gold.
"You're alive for now," and Ureg's gonna grab him and throw him up over his head so he lands on top of the keg full of beer.
Is the keg open? Like the top of the cask open? Or closed?
No, but the straw is coming out.
Are you trying to like
He's
shove the straw
literally
down his throat?
carrying.
No,
No,
I'm just
he's
trying to put
carrying
him
him
on
so
the
he
keg so I can just carry his
Oh,
drunk ass and he can
and-
just suckle on the beer straw as we go.
Gotcha. Okay. Now I have the image in my head of what you're doing.
There you go.
Ah, all right. This is a very fine affair. Onwards! And he takes a He just kind of keeps on sipping at the beer.
Which way are we going?
That way. No, wait. That way. No, that way. Yes, that way for sure. And he points in the direction of the road.
Ureg spits on the ground and starts walking in the way he's pointing.
Tristan will mount up on Longshanks and start following.
And we're a half day ahead of our army, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. You, and I point to the bartender. When the army arrives, tell them we are going north. And to make haste.
All right, can do.
Thank you.
I leave.
Very kindly.
All right. So going in the direction of the what's his name? Father Ptolemine.
Hmm.
He points in the direction that the road diverges north, kind of northeast. And you are staying 15 miles ahead of the army?
Yeah, I kind of want to deal with this fucking hobgoblin without the army. Just that way there's no questions. They don't have any reason to be suspicious about the shit that
Don't be
went down.
suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
All right. To the Strovel stairs then.
All right. Okay. So continuing on the road about another 30 miles, everybody roll perception check.
Yes.
What'd you roll?
42.
Holy shit.
Holy fuck.
29.
You know, difficulty of these DCs.
No, it's just a really high one. Almost a nat.
Ureg?
29.
So the highest was what again? 30,
42.
42.
38. But
Okay.
Anthor got a 42.
All right. So on the horizon, some 10, 15 miles away, you get the glimpse of several individuals on horseback. And the only thing that gives them away is a flare, a reflection from the horizon. Anthar and Tristan roll a society check. No, roll a society check will work.
$33.
17 in that. 31.
Anthar, you suspect that the shimmering, the glassy look on the edge of the horizon is that of a spyglass reflecting the sun.
Uh-oh.
It's pointed in our direction.
It's kind of shimmering on the edge of the horizon, some 10, 15 miles away on the hill, but you see what you can only guess as being between 1 and 3 figures. You really, with the naked eye, you really can't tell what those are, but the thing that catches your eye is the shimmer on the horizon, and you suspect that is indeed a spyglass.
Well, boys, I think we've been made.
Oh, then we only have what? A couple of options left to us, right?
Wait, who do we suspect this to be?
Well, have you told us you think it's a spyglass?
Yeah, someone's definitely looking out for us.
Well, we can either ride in aware that it's a trap, or we can pull back. We also have somebody we can offer up as a hostage.
I hope you're not meaning me,
No, of course not.
because you know I am worthless to these people. I am a simple drunkard.
Worthless to us too, really. I'm muttering that under my breath. I don't actually say it so we can hear it.
Oh, don't hold yourself to such low regard. You are a
You're a priest of Desna. Your importance is of that of celestial beings. The goddess of butterflies herself chose you to be her disciple.
hey.
Shh. Fucking symbol, dude.
It's more like it was an easy course of work with free booze.
Trying to help you out, man.
I can't say no. You know what? I can't say I disagree with the free booze. Wait, wouldn't that mean Urag wants to be a priest because he wants free booze?
I have no such interest.
Very well. So, should we just go forward into this trap, or what do you want to do, boys?
Stealth. At night.
All right,
Stealth at
we will
night.
go. We will go at night. We're going to leave the drunkard here, though. Maybe tie him to a tree.
Good. More time for me to drink.
Away from the booze.
Fuck.
Listen, the drunker you get, the more noise you're going to make.
I can be silent as a mouse.
You do realize
Or practicing.
that. You just realize you shouted that, right?
Yes!
Away from the booze.
Shit.
Either that or we can make him drink so much booze that he passes out again.
Yes, please.
Or, I could just choke him out and get the same result with significant less loss of booze.
You usually have to pay for that.
Oh, this guy sucks. He's my favorite.
I don't know if I want to touch him now. If this dude wasn't so annoying, I'd say we take him with us.
I mean, we've got 55 gallons of booze right now.
All right, let's
we
just
can
tie
keep
him
him
to
satisfied for a while.
Let's tie him to
At
the
least like
tree
3
and let him
days.
sip the booze. All right, we leave the priest behind with the booze barrel and we wait for the cover of darkness to make our move, I guess. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Cool.
All right. Darkness falls, and you no longer see the shimmer of the spyglass on the horizon. It has long vanished in the hours prior. Now at dusk, what would you like to do? Your army is still about 10 miles behind you.
Good.
Presumably.
Let's move in and confront and spring the trap.
All right, so you're moving at night, just ahead on the road?
I mean, we're moving to where we saw the spyglass, or where Anthar saw the spyglass glint, right?
Is that a statement or a question?
Anthar, are we moving to where? Are we following your lead, finding where the? Yeah.
Well, we better stay off the road then, because that looks like the only major road.
I will do my best. However, I am large and loud.
So I've heard.
If
All
this
right.
is the plan you seek, we shall attempt.
Well, I know you really like looking at your enemy's eyes before killing them, but sometimes it's best just knowing they didn't know what hit them.
I understand. I am willing to give this method a try.
Okay.
Very well.
We should probably head up to these mountains here, just off the road.
Very well.
See what we can see too, because we'll have an advantage from the high ground.
So again, each tile is about 30 miles. About at your speed, day, half a day, a little less than half a day's travel, a little more than half a day's travel. If you want to do it at night, to the tile to your right, that would take you to morning. You'd say.
Mm.
As well, I mean, as does the upward tile. So the tile to your northeast.
Yeah. Why don't we rest a little bit once we reach the mountain, the base of it?
Very well. Hopefully we don't get knifed in the dark.
All right. So you're heading straight east. Is that right?
Yeah.
So moving eastward, roll perception.
28.
33.
35.
Riding through the night, the chill of the air frosts your fingertips, making them numb and difficult to manipulate the reins of the horse. You try to stay warm with your cloaks, but the air blows a crisp breeze, chilling your every follicle. By the time you make it to the foot of the mountain, it is in the early hours of the morning, and you look around, trying to spot any hint of the figures you saw the day before, but seeing nothing but darkness.
I despise guard duty. However, I am willing to stay up to guard, given the threat.
We can travel by night again. Or early evening, I suppose. Yeah.
Wait, what time is it right now? Sorry.
The early hours of the morning, perhaps 2 or 3 hours before sunrise.
Gotcha. Shall we rest then?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. You sleep. I will watch.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. So, Ureg, go ahead and roll a perception check.
I am not a perceptive individual. That is going to be. Oh, hey, that's pretty good. 35.
35.
35, yep.
Nice.
Not bad for Urag.
The night goes by, and the chill grows deeper with every passing hour. And you hear the crows and ravens flucker it on their branches, changing position. You hear the rustle of the woodland creatures around you at the foot of the mountain, but you perceive no danger. And by the time of the rising sun, bags hang under your eyes, and you feel strained by the night's watch, fatigued, taking a -1 to AC and saves.
Oof. Yeah, with heavy eyelids, I wake up Anthar. Say, it is your turn. And then I pass out.
All right, fine.
Okay, roll perception.
That's a 36.
36. The rising sun crests the horizon, and the birds chirp for their morning grub. And while you keep a watchful eye on the mountains, you see no danger lurking there.
Cool. I'll make my way over to Tristan, I suppose. Hey, buddy. I know you're kind of sleeping right now, but it's kind of time.
Is it my turn to go to stand watch?
Yeah, just make sure you put on your armor before you get on there.
Okay. I put on my armor and I go take my turn.
Roll perception.
38.
Your watch begins uneventful, and your eyes grow weary and heavy. Then you look to the north and see a glisten on the horizon, the very same glisten seen yesterday. And while you cannot ascertain the number or figure of the creatures on the hill some 10 miles away, you do suspect it to be a spyglass, the very same as last night, as yesterday.
I'm going to give one of these in the direction of the glen. And say out of the corner of my mouth to Anthar and Urag, we're still being watched. 10 miles to the north. They're still watching us.
Yeah, Ureg just kind of nods. Goes back to sleep.
I'm going to keep an eye on things, see if anything changes or, on their end.
The rest of your shift goes through uneventfully. The glimmer on the horizon ends and recedes.
Right. I go and I wake both Anthar and Urag and be like, all right, time to go.
Oh, all right.
All right. There was another glimmer in the night, so we're definitely being watched.
At this point, it's about midday as you rode through the night and slept through the early morning.
Come on, we would have to start traveling if we're going to catch up.
Okay.
Onward then.
Which direction?
Towards the mountains still.
Northwest or northeast?
Northeast.
And you're just keeping at the foothills? Keeping to the foothills?
Anthar.
Yeah, that should be enough as an advantage for looking over that what looks to be like a plain, flat ground over there.
Okay. Roll a perception, everybody.
Nat 1.
Oh,
39.
22 plus 13 is 35.
35, 39. All right. Urag, you look behind you and at the ass of your horse and say, I see nothing. Very, very confidently, I must add.
There's nothing.
There's nothing to see here. Anthar and Tristan, however, you see as you guys keep to the foothills of the mountain, before you is the crest, the plateau, some 6,000 mile or 600 feet in elevation, a ridge that runs the length of this valley from the mountainous ridge at which you stand at its foothills to the far horizon of what you know to be the Stony Mountains. Before you, to the northwest, is a figure carved in red stone. You cannot ascertain any details from this collection, but roll a society check.
Oh, okay.
28. No, wait, 29.
$27.
But you assume it to be the Thessalonian ruin known as the Stroval Stair. The only true passage over the ledge into the Cinderlands and Stroval Plateau.
Well, gentlemen, shall we spring this trap?
Onward we go.
I-
Anthar, tell me when I can start smashing.
I very
Yeah.
casually pull my sword out of its scabbard. Shit.
I don't know if sneaking is going to be the best idea if they already know we're here.
In we go then.
In we go then.
Yeah.
All right. You're heading northwest.
Yeah.
All right. I think there we'll take a quick break and return to the adventure.
Hell yeah.
Dun dun dun.
We will be right back. you.